How to draw steel with one elevation point. The easiest way to draw steel is with one elevation point, or keep it horizontal to the drawing. To do that, we're going to grab a steel wide flange shape out of the architectural bin. Here we're going to choose a beam from a preset catalog. We're going to choose the W18 by 86. We're going to hit place, and now Practicad is asking us to specify the start point of steel. You can see that in the command line. Before we specify the start point, we're going to go over to the item box. Notice here the steel tab is already depressed for us. We can choose our parameters, but we've already selected steel from a catalog, so the parameters are there for us. I currently have the slope at 0 and 0 because we're going to be drawing this flat, so we want both these numbers to be 0. And now what we're going to do is come over to the elevation box and just give it an elevation. In this tutorial, we're going to say we want the bottom at 10 foot. So I type in 10 foot and I hit enter. Now we're going to go back to our drawing space. Practicad is going to say to specify the start point of steel, we're going to click once to start. Now at this point it's going to be much easier to draw the beam if you've got your polar tracking set on. So currently I have polar tracking set on. Also, what we're going to do is we're now going to hold the beam in a specific direction, and we can choose whether we want to give it a distance or we want to just eyeball the distance. In other words, if we click right now, this beam will be exactly this long. However, we can also hold the beam in a direction we want to go and then type in the value we want the length of the beam. For example, in this tutorial, we're going to type in 120 inches. You can actually see that being inputted in the command line. Currently, I'm typing in 120 and I'm going to hit enter. Once I do that, you can see that it's snapped so that this beam is actually 10 foot long. Now Practicad is saying to specify the rotation around the self-axes. Beams can be rotated along their center axes. If we've already got it at the rotation we need, we can just hold the cursor on the polar line and that'll keep it at 0. Or we could type in 0 and hit enter. And I'm going to type in 0 on the command line, hit enter. And now we've got a beam bottom at 10 foot. You'll also notice if we double click and go to the property box, you can see here that the length is 120 inches or 10 foot long. So that is how to draw a beam horizontal with one elevation point.